If you can't imagine yourself living your dream life in great detail, then the odds of you achieving it are very, very, very low. On the flip side, if you can fully visualize that whole experience and truly believe in your heart that the goals you have are possible for you, there's almost nothing you can't do. So what we're going to do today is learn how to bridge that gap. We're going to learn how to truly step into believing that the things we want are possible for us. Not for some other person, not just some hope and dream. The things you want are possible for you. And if this is making you feel uncomfortable right now, good, you're in the right place. These are some feelings we need to confront, okay? So what we're going to talk about today is visualization. And I don't just mean like the woo-woo, like imagine something and it'll come true. Like it unfortunately doesn't work quite like that. But what I found, if you can truly visualize yourself in a situation, you can visualize yourself, you can feel it, you can experience it as though it's already come true, then the odds of you getting there are so much higher because you're going to actually have the motivation to do the work required to get there, right? If you don't think some big goal is possible for you, why on earth would you put in all the work necessary to get there? Like you wouldn't. So we're kind of focusing on that today. This can be a continuation of the first video I had on the dream life. So if you're able to write those letters from your future self, kind of narrowing down the things you want, this will be a great place to bring those out. But if you're not and you're new here, welcome. And any goal you have, any sort of dream you have, this is going to be relevant to you. So try and come up with some specific example for this video, and we'll kind of walk through it together. So first, yes, you have to believe these things are possible for you. This will come with practice. This will come with visualization, but it's also a decision. Like you can just choose to believe that this thing is possible for you. If you need to be a little bit delusional to make that decision, that is okay. Delusion and confidence can get you pretty much anywhere you want to go. But that's the first step. So yes, we're going to do all the exercises, but also understand that it is a conscious choice. You can choose to believe in yourself. You can choose to believe in your dreams. So let's make that step first. So now that we've stepped into that slightly delusional sides of ourselves, we're going to figure out some actionable steps to actually visualize these things. So the first one I really like, a little bit, everyone's talked about this, so I won't spend too much time on it. Creating a vision board truly does help. If you haven't done this or haven't done it in a while, try and find some visual representations of each of the goals that you have, the components of your life that you're working towards, and put them somewhere you can see them every day. I have mine on Canva right now. I wake up, I look at it. I kind of know where everything is by heart now, but it's just a helpful way to focus yourself. And then every day, if you're thinking like, okay, what can I be doing? How can I get closer to at least one of the things on my vision board? That's just a great way for you to kind of stay on track with the things you want and then being able to see them in a visual capacity, which I know is helpful for a lot of people. But I want to take that a step deeper, right? I want you to fully immerse yourself in these situations. I want you to imagine yourself having achieved them with some sort of physical proof, okay? So let's use an example. Maybe you want to move to New York City and work at Vogue. Okay, awesome. So what I want you to do is go on Canva or even just draw it or whatever graphic design tool you have. Make yourself a business card, your name, the location, your title at Vogue. Print that out, tape it to your computer where you can see it every single day. Imagine that. I want you to go on Zillow and pick out your apartment. It can be a nice apartment. I want you to plan out your route to work. Where do you stop for coffee? Where do you go after work with friends? Get yourself fully into the mindset of having achieved that goal that you're looking for. Maybe your big goal is luxury travel, but you just you can't imagine yourself staying in a 5-star hotel. That's crazy, right? Yes, everybody wants to do that, but maybe it's just too big of a leap for you to believe that it's possible for yourself. And maybe you don't yet have the money to go do that full-on luxury traveling, but if you live in any sort of city or anywhere really, odds are there's a nice hotel near you. So go to that hotel, hang out in the lobby. I don't know if you know this, you can just walk into most lobbies and hang out. Dress up, take pictures if you want to. If they have a cafe, order a coffee and sit around for a little bit. If you have the disposable income to maybe stay there for a night, do that. Like, experience it. It doesn't have to be the fullest iteration of your dream, but any sort of exposure you can get where you can normalize it for yourself. You can become the kind of person that stays in 5-star hotels. You can believe that's possible for you. So really try and figure out how to put yourself in those situations. And if you're in a spot where, okay, you can't get to one of these things physically, that's okay. If you're watching this, I know you have access to the internet. For that past example, you can Google the videos and images of beautiful hotel lobbies. You can Photoshop yourself into an image of it. You can just, like, with the internet right now, we can imagine ourselves almost anywhere. So don't let your physical situation be a limitation for you. Figure out how to immerse yourself, either physically or virtually, into the things that you are dreaming about. Maybe you have a dream car that you want, and you can, do some customizations on the car website. Do that. Go through all the customizations. Again, take that picture, put it on your vision board. Imagine yourself driving this car. Imagine yourself washing this car. Imagine yourself, like, all the things you want to do. And if you do that enough, you'll get to the point where in your head, it's like, yeah, it's a no-brainer that I can get that car. It is a no-brainer that I can be luxury traveling the world. It is an absolute no-brainer that I can be working at Vogue in New York City. And because now you think it's possible for you, you're going to be much more likely to do the steps necessary to get there, right? Like, it's probably going to take a lot of hard work to get to that job. It's probably going to be, some time and some changes in your financial situation before you can buy that car. But again, if you didn't think it was possible, if you thought, like, oh yeah, I want this, Porsche 911 Turbo S, just for example, but deep down in your mind, it's thinking like, okay, yeah, but realistically, I am never going to have that car. Are you really going to do the work necessary to get there? No. Okay, so I think I've made my point here, but the important part is that the visualization power is in focusing, understanding where you're trying to get to. But even more than that, it's in believing that it's possible and giving yourself the motivation to just keep going. So, as a quick recap, you can make the decision to believe that what you want is possible for you, even if it makes you feel a little bit delusional. You can create visual components of all the goals and dreams you have, put it in a spot where you see it every single day, and you can immerse yourself into these situations even before they're truly possible for you. Make those business cards. Like, I remember when I was trying to buy a condo a few years back, it was a crazy market. It was very challenging. I wrote down probably like 100 times in a notebook, I live at the address. Again and again and again and again and again. And I got it in my brain of like, yes, this is really, really difficult. This market is insane. It's very difficult and stressful to buy this condo. I don't know if this is a good idea, whatever it might be. But I've written it down so many times that now part of my identity is, yes, I live at this place. This is possible. And I got the condo. Just saying. So do what you can to immerse yourself, help yourself believe that it's possible. And stay tuned for next week, because we're going to be talking about how to actually break down each of these big goals we have into actionable steps. I know that's the part that nobody wants. It's way more fun to dream about things and imagine them. But now that you believe it's possible to get to where you want to go, don't you want to take the steps to get there? So go ahead and subscribe. That video will be out soon. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done some sort of visualization activity like this and what the results have been like. I'm super curious. But thank you for sticking around, and let's go live our dream lives.